Gary, headed to the WAC Indoor Championships in Albuquerque, the last WAC Indoor Championships you'll have to go to. First of all, talk a little bit about what your expectations are and what you hope to see out of your teams this week.
Well, hopefully we're going to see a very competitive effort. I think with the new WAC in transition, if you will, with UTA in there for a year, UTSA, Texas State, which are moving on in to other places too, along with us, it's very hard to tell because we haven't seen them and we don't know what their tendencies are at a conference meet. But we're going to go on with our kids and get a great effort, and we definitely want to try to be in the upper echelon of the teams, no matter who's there.
It's easy to see some times while you're out there, but the one thing that people have to realize is Albuquerque is a little too high in the altitude where all those times are going to be tempered back by an adjustment for the NCAA marks.
Absolutely. The sprints and jumps, of course, are going to get a boost, and that's going to help, and they'll adjust that. The distance runners are going to get hammered, of course, by it, and they'll adjust that too. My feeling is, I've had kids race at altitude, and I have myself. I've never felt you got back what they gave you. It's pretty brutal, but everybody's racing. This weekend is really about points. It's not really about times and distances. And the more of our kids that we can get buying into what place they're getting and how many points they're getting versus what their time was, that'll go a long way in determining how we do.
What are the keys to doing well, Gary, on both sides, men and women?
It's pretty much the second event, as it always is at a conference meet. It's not so much your specialty, but whether you can get your kids to buy in to giving everything they have for their second event, their third event, which is not their primary or signature event, and also, running a relay when they don't want to and they're tired. Just all the things that make a team a team. And a track is such a dysfunctional sport in many ways in terms of the team concept. It's very difficult to get them to tie in, but I think we'll accomplish that.
Handicap both divisions too, kind of teams to beat, kind of how it shapes up.
Well, I think on what everybody's telling me, and my assistant coach Colin Robinson has looked at it pretty carefully in numbers, and it would look on the women, on the men like UTSA, and on the women, possibly Texas State. But it could be, 1, 2, 3, and 4 could be, could be anybody's game, and that's where we want to get, is in those top 4 spots.
Okay. Track is really seen more, individually you want to make those times. You were talking about trying to gain points as a team. How do you put that team concept into your individual runners?
Well, you just appeal to their sense of pride and their sense of belonging to a group and to a university and to their coach who's preaching this message to them, whether it's me as a head coach or whether it's their individual coach, who we're all preaching the same thing this weekend is, hey, let's represent, let's go out there and toughen up a little bit.
What are you looking at out of Trey?
Well, Trey's competed well all year. We had a great freshman year, a little bit of a sophomore slump due to injuries, but he's running really well. And what I want to see is as many conference championship medals, individual medals around his neck that we can, which is going to lead to the team score, obviously. I don't care if he runs 19.9 this week as much as I care about whether he wins an event or two and gives everything he has in the 4x4. So just a great effort for 2 long days.
Anybody else you're expecting to do really well, kind of have a breakout performance?
I hope so. I think Dennis Richardson on the men's side, staying with the men, is ready to go. I think that Kendall Hayes, who's a football player who coach has let come out, and we're real happy with Skip Holtz letting Kendall run indoor track. He's ranked high in the hurdles, and I'm looking forward to that. My 2 milers, Sackett and Wolf, I think, are running real well. They're in the top 3 in the conference. Just a lot of people. It's a total team effort. On the women, you have to look at Kim Francis, senior hurdler. You look at our seniors, Makara Vassell in the shot put, and you look at Kim Smith, thank you. I'm turning 60 soon. Kim Smith, who's also a senior Jamaican, and we need big performances out of them. Charlotte Craddock looks like she could jump out of the pit. I think she's Chelsea Hayes in 2 years. I really do. That's a high standard, but we're very excited about her.
Trey, you said 2081. What is, not to put pressure on Trey, but what does he have in him maybe? What can he get?
I think you'd have to ask his sprint guru coach, Calvin Robinson, who's a little quiet back there. Let's put it on him, because
Calvin,
then
what
if he
about-
says something and he doesn't get it, then I know where to go.
Is there a little bit of fight among the women, considering they went 13 for 14 on WAC titles and then fell short last year? Is there a little, kind of sense of wanting to get back on top of the mountain?
You hope there is. I mean, that was a bitter pill to swallow. But, we've got some new kids, and it changes every year. I think a lot smarter coaches than me have said, forget about dynasties, forget about repeating, let's just try to go do this. And I think if we don't load our kids up with what we've done historically, and that's something to be very proud of. But this team is this team, and I don't really want to get there. And hopefully they're just going out saying, for 48 hours, let's just bust our butts and see what happens,
The DNA on Dennis Richardson and Holiday, cousins, brothers?
Man, I think
Is it
half brothers, is
brother?
that?
Brother?
Brothers.
Whole
Okay.
brother, okay,
Okay. Yeah.
okay.
I wasn't sure either, different
Yeah,
last
okay.
names.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.